Yo, glad to have you guys here. My name is Zahan, as Brenda just said. I'm in the BA program, my second year now. And my joke is that I'm all of my cohort because of circumstances, just how it worked out. But yeah, it's been great so far. Enjoying it a lot, learning a lot for sure. Maybe a little too much sometimes, but that's just how it is. What was I doing before DRBU? I was doing a computer science degree. I did like a semester of it, and it's going pretty well. I was doing really well academically, but it just wasn't hitting right. You know, the vibes weren't good. So things kind of moved around a little bit, and this place sort of popped up. It does that. It just kind of like all of a sudden it's like, whoa, what's this? Magic genie, and sort of just end up here. But yeah, and a quintessential DRBU moment. Ooh, that's kind of a hard question because I feel like you have like quintessential DRBU moments every day. And it's like, man, that was like very DRBU. One of my favorite moments though was probably like a couple weekends back. We were having like this, Saturday pizza party thing, and everyone was just hanging out, chilling, students and I think a couple staff members. I'm not sure, but we were just drinking tea, right? And then just like some aged, really good aged tea. And all of a sudden, I remember something, and I started playing this video of this cartoon from like the '60s or something. It's like this trippy animation, and like we're all like, this tea is hitting. We're like, whoa, this tea is good. And we're looking at these trippy cartoons. Then I have this really bright idea, and I start playing like techno in the background. So we're playing like two videos simultaneously, and everyone's like, "Whoa, those cartoons! Whoa, the music! Whoa, this tea!" And then we're just talking about life in the background, and it's like, "Whoa, what's happening?" Then after that, I got a little more adventurous. I started playing some mantras and stuff. And it's all with techno and like, dubstep going on. There's like and there's like mantras like woje, 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 panja, panja, That's pretty cool. I was like, whoa, what did I just create? Like this is crazy. This is synergy, which is really interesting because it's like we're getting to explore traditions that are very ancient, dated even, some may say. And we're getting to explore them in a way that's very deeply personal, but also relevant to the world today. Like, I mean, come on, like, who associates Buddhism with techno and cartoons? Like that's I've never heard that before, but it's very authentic. And it was, we had like people from many different backgrounds. We had, a guy who'd been a monk for like 15 years and is now like practicing on his own, not as a monk, but as a layperson. And we had people who've been in and out of communities, students, like, and we were all sort of in this atmosphere, just sort of like, wow, this is good. But yeah, that felt like a quintessential DRB moment. Yeah, my time's up.
Thank you, Sahan. How about Sanju?
Sure. Hi guys. So it'll be so nice if we could see people's faces, if possible. But if that's not possible, some people actually texted me that they're traveling to work. There you go. Thank you. It feels like we're talking to like a real person there. So I am Sanju. I'm from Nepal. And I'm a master second year student. Before DRBU, I was teaching math to 7th grade. And before that, I was doing my bachelor's in the Great Books program at St. John's. Yeah. Well, what was the other question? The quintessential? Okay. So the quintessential moment for DRBU, I was recently reflecting on this actually for the website, is that So DRBU is such a diverse place. Like Zahan's quintessential moment is going to be very different from mine. So mine is like, I was having lunch in the courtyard, and the president of DRBU, Dr. Rounds, actually, she offered me her sweater because I was cold. And that was just very unusual for me to experience from a faculty of just a principal, president of the university, you know, was just so kindly and just so casually offered me her sweater. And there was just, yeah, this is just very unique to DRBU. Like everyone's so kind, and just the space is so safe and non-judgmental space where kind of you feel really free to explore yourself and explore lots of things. Like the textbooks that we're studying are super diverse. As Brenda was saying, we study texts from like Chinese, Indian, Western, you know, all kinds of backgrounds. And yeah, just feeling of this relief day to day is just so DRBU. And that kind of feeling embraced by everyone. And that moment was kind of like something I'll always remember. Yeah, that was my quintessential moment, I guess. But well, I can also answer, wait. Oh, right. Oh, about diversity, Sahan just texted me that Sahan is from Sri Lanka. So I'm from Nepal and Sahan is from Sri Lanka. So DRVU is pretty diverse, although we're a small university. We have students from like Russia and Sri Lanka and Nepal, and you know, yeah, that's something that we really promote, and everyone kind of feels like the diversity is adding so much value to this community. And we do all kinds of activities from different cultures to remind ourselves of that. And yeah, if you have any questions, I would actually love, I'm not really good at like, and just speaking in general, I would love to just, maybe if there's questions, then let me know, especially questions from international students.
Great, thank you, Sanju. Blake, you want to introduce yourself next?
Yeah, sure. Let me see. All right, yeah. Hi, I'm Blake. I see myself on the big screen now. Whoa. I'm from Southern California, and I am MA2. So same cohort as Sanju. Was there any other question before quintessential DRBU moment?
What were you doing before DRBU?
Oh, you're right. Yeah. So I was, let's see. I was kind of on the itinerant journey of holding a creative project, my little baby, a book that I was working on from place to place, going from theater monastery to home to Catholic monastery to Buddhist monastery, when eventually I happened upon DRBU. I went to Riverside Community College for 2 years after high school, and I transferred over to Pomona College, which is a school in the Claremont Colleges in Southern California, and I studied English with a creative writing emphasis. I was writing poetry into oblivion, and then I went and I studied mime, like, you know, movement in different places around the world on a grant, and then just kind of like flowed into this whole life as I gradually discovered movement practices, yoga, and meditation, and that brought me here. I wrote down a couple quintessential DRBU moments. I figured I would go with a kind of list rather than an individual moment. And so here's that list. So quintessential DRBU moments. Shifting music tastes, my Spotify 22 Wrapped list will be dominated by relaxing Indian flute music, group meditation before class, group Tai Chi before class, people sitting with their eyes closed in class, but they're not sleeping, they're meditating. Explaining to my non-religious parents that my primary current reading interests are Buddhist scripture and mystical poetry, confronting my deep fears and inadequacies bit by bit most days of the week, until one day I do realize I feel consistently lighter and happier, and that it hasn't always been this way. And this is a kind of reflection of the beginning, thinking I'm all high and mighty, and then realizing it's just a big ego that's been blinding me from others' wisdom. Being a minority in my cohort as a white man. Peacocks everywhere, chopsticks all the time, farming at 6 a.m. in the cold, and progressively earlier mornings. That's my quintessential DRBU experience.
Thank you, Blake. Okay, Grace.
Hi, I'm Grace. I'm from the translation certificate, but because it's only 1 year, so I'm actually I already graduated from the previous cohort. Before I come to DRBU, I probably have the most boring life. I work in corporate America for like 25 years and decided that maybe I want to do something else for the rest of my life and really, trying to figure out why I'm here for. So I think Brandon mentioned that DRBU is not a Buddhist university, but I think the translation program probably is the most Buddhist out of all the program. So give me a really good foundation going kind of moving forward. Right? And quintessential DRBU moment. So we have this tradition that in the beginning of the class, we will do a check-in. Everybody will just say how they're doing. And one day I just mentioned that my brother is not feeling so well, and he went to ER. And then I get a message to say, hey, how should we address your brother, and we want to do something for him? And I'm like, well, my brother is actually a Catholic priest, so maybe you can pray for him. I think he takes prayer from all religious tradition, right? And so actually a few days later on, I got this e-card and everybody wrote really lovely message, and I sent to my brother, and he was really moved by that. So that was my DRBU moment. So even in the most Buddhist section, we are actually even very super open-minded.